Welcome back, everybody, to the Carson Kelly Games Podcast. This is episode number 10, and it is the 10th episode of this podcast. We are 10 episodes in. It is October 31st. Happy Halloween if you are listening. Welcome. Can't believe it. 10 episodes of this podcast. It's been a crazy year for Carson Kelly Games. Fully establishing plans, strategies, and planning an exciting future that is taking years and years of planning and creating to do, but I am looking forward to getting a lot of stuff out there to the world, whether that is books, comics, novels, short stories, audiobooks, unique one and done short story type games, and a lot more. There is a lot happening. Over about 100 projects are in the works at Carson Kelly Publishing, and at Carson Kelly Games we currently have 5 projects, very small to large projects, with the largest being Talking Dogs, followed by 4 small projects for like mobile, VR, and AR devices. And that's very, very exciting. Exciting stuff. Earlier this month in October, we released website 3.8. It is the last and first version. It is the first and last website update for the month of October, because we are preparing to launch website 3.9 in the coming days here in November, which will be bringing some last-minute improvements before the big 4.0 website to come out officially on December the 7th of this year. December 7th is a big day for Carson Kelly Games, as it is officially the launch of the Carson Kelly Games Gear Store. The Carson Kelly Games Gear Store, the Gear Shop, CKG Plus, and a breath of fresh air with so much more content. CKG Plus was officially unveiled in September 30th, the last day of the month of September, and it's very exciting. I'm personally excited for the game. The platform. Very excited for the platform CKG Plus. A lot is coming. It's also very exciting to finally get the name out there. After being in the works for like roughly 2 to 3 years, having the name for like 3 years max, then just going under the codename Project Blue for a while, it's nice to finally get the name out there. You can learn all about CKG Plus on the Carson Kelly Games website. We have a landing page up all talking about the game. The platform. I don't know why I keep saying game. But yeah, you can check it all out on the Carson Kelly Games website on the CKG Plus hub, which is now live. Talks about CKG Plus exclusives and originals. The originals are pretty much originals that will be available both on CKG Plus and our other social media channels such as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and of course CKG Plus. While CKG Plus exclusives are exclusive to the CKG Plus platform. One second here. I had a little background noise going on. I apologize for that, folks. But yeah, CKG Plus originals are originals that are available on both CKG Plus and our other platforms that we release videos on, such as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all of them, etc. In September of 2022, a little over a year ago, I made the decision to pull our marketing efforts and strategic plans from the Twitter platform, as I believe it is not going in a direction where Carson Kelly Games should be part of, and Carson Kelly Productions and Publishing and Pictures all followed suit as well with that plan to not market or talk about our products projects or future endeavors on the said platform. And now back to the topic on CKG Plus for a couple more minutes here. CKG Plus is an exciting platform you can learn all about on the Carson Kelly Games website. And of course, by going to CKG Plus website at www.ckgplus.com. And we do have a hub available with all the information to you. That has all the information for CKG Plus, exclusives and originals. I keep losing track here. I had a notebook here, but I lost my notebook during the early recordings of this podcast, so I was looking for that in the background. So I do apologize if there's any audio issues, folks. But yeah, CKG Plus exclusives are our only video-related content you will get on the CKG Plus platform. And there are a lot of exclusives in the works. A lot of them are currently filming. And they have been for a while. You can expect a lot of content day one on CKG Plus. Roughly 30 to 50 videos, including all episodes of the Carson Kelly Games podcast. Up to that point, we will have the entire first season of the CKG podcast available. And of course, beginning in 2024, January 2024, you can begin streaming the second season of CKG, the Carson Kelly Games podcast, on CKG Plus, with the season 2, episode 1 premiering January 31st of 2024. It is one of the first videos we will be releasing that year. And of course, you can get your very own CKG Plus merchandise, as that collection will be launching on December 7th alongside over a dozen merchandise collections when the Carson Kelly Games Gear Store and Gear Shop launch. And if you are not into any of the games or a fan of the games, and you are a fan of the books that have released this year and are coming up in the future, don't worry. Each book that is released under the Carson Kelly Publishing umbrella will have its own merchandise clothing collection, between phone cases, phone accessories, iPad accessories, digital wallpapers that will be for free, digital wallpapers and stuff like that. Exclusive merchandise, limited edition pins, hats, shirts, hoodies, sweatpants. There's so much more. And in the weeks ahead, from this episode going live, we will be talking more about Carson Kelly Games Gear and its launch lineup. Recently, Carson Kelly Publishing released Nightmare's Edge, an all-new horror slasher series that is pinned to be an exciting franchise for years to come in the book format. And I am very excited about the numbers and early reviews I have seen of Nightmare's Edge, from sharing it internally and externally with folks who would like to review this new exciting series. Nightmare's Edge is the first new and original IP from Carson Kelly Publishing, and it is not in a new title in an existing IP under Carson Kelly Games, such as the upcoming Talking Dogs books, or the already released, or the already 3 released as of recording this, the Starfall books, such as Starfall Cross Lover, Starfall Martians Rising, and Starfall Infinite, which were released over the course of this year. And now, don't mistake me for real quick. We have over 100 unique stories, comic books, short stories, full-length books in development at Carson Kelly Publishing. Earlier in the year, we announced 30, and I am proud to say that over 90% of those projects have been completed or released. And when I say completed, I mean they are in the final stages. They are completed outright, and now they're in their final stages of just going over, make sure they're ready for their release when it's time. You will hear about some of the upcoming books from Carson Kelly Publishing soon. And don't forget, in December, Talking Dogs Phil's Big Adventure, Talking Dogs Glenn's Journey, and Talking Dogs Kelvin's Wish, the first official 3 Talking Dogs books, will be releasing in December, alongside the big CKG shop launch, the big CKG Gear Store, and so much, and of course CKG Plus. There's so much more. And like we said before, folks, the CKG Plus platform is a audio and video streaming platform. So we do plan to bring the audio books released from our Carson Kelly publishing division over into CKG Plus as part of one of our subscription tiers. And I can't wait to share with more information on that with you all soon. There will be paid and free subscription tiers on CKG Plus. CKG Plus also has a wide range of language support, such as Japanese, Portuguese, and it has support for 5 additional Chinese and Japanese languages, including Korean, Chinese Taiwan, and Chinese Mandarin, I believe it's pronounced. And like you guys already know who are listening, we do have regional pages up for Carson Kelly games that support these regions. And that has also been part of the long-time plan as well. I am also happy to share that later this year, on December 7th, the Carson Kelly Publishing, Carson Kelly Productions website hubs will be going up. And they will be available worldwide, introducing and talking about what's going on over there in those realms. There is currently 5 projects happening at Carson Kelly Games. There is over 100 in the works at the Carson Kelly Publishing realm, with over 30 projects officially complete and are getting ready for release and planning release plans for them. So that's exciting. I'm very happy about those. Then at Carson Kelly Productions, we have 3 very special projects in the works I'm very happy and exciting about. In Carson Kelly Pictures, we have 1 project. So roughly we have about a total of 104 to 106 unique projects in the works across my 4 divisions: Carson Kelly Games, Publishing, Productions, and Pictures. And of course, all of that is under one huge umbrella, which is exciting, and we'll talk about that umbrella in the deep future. But this is the Carson Kelly Games podcast, episode number 10 for October. I hope everybody has a safe and wonderful Halloween and a spooktacular season. And I can't wait to talk to you on November. As November, we will be sharing the first of many details for the launch of the Carson Kelly Games gear, and so much more as we head into December as well. December will be a massive month for Carson Kelly Games. And of course, the first franchise I ever created, Talking Dogs, as it will be the first time the world finally experienced these characters ever. You finally get to experience multiple journeys through the eyes of Phil, Glenn, and Kelvin. Phil the Husky, a very good boy, who is on a big adventure with some very cool animals that are very, very cool. Can't wait for you to read that book and Talking Dogs Phil's Big Adventure, followed by Talking Dogs Glenn's Journey. Glenn, he is a very awesome dog. He's a German Shepherd. He loves fetching sticks, and he loves eating steak. He's a very good boy, that dog. So I can't wait for you to learn about his journey, Glenn's journey, and Talking Dogs Glenn's journey. And of course, we got Talking Dogs Kelvin's Wish, the third feature book from the Talking Dogs book series. Kelvin is a golden retriever. He's a retriever, so he retrieves things and he brings them back to you, except tennis balls and socks. So Kelvin's a very cool character. And he is also on his own little mission, trying to get back to his family, but he joins another person's journey named Harper, who is surprisingly a Martian soldier. So you kind of see where this story goes. It is a family-oriented book, very kid-friendly, but Talking Dogs Kelvin's Wish does have some elements that may be like, whoa, that may not be kid-safe, but it is. It's all in good fun. Kelvin is on an exciting adventure with his new sidekick, Harper, who is the Martian soldier, and they go on some very cool adventures together. And you will see Kelvin and Harper a lot in future stories from the Carson Kelly publishing realm in their own right. Sorry, my voice is slowly going here as I'm starting to remember my notes. But yeah, during this podcast today, folks, we talk about CKG Plus, originals, and exclusives. Alongside that, we talked about the Season 2 a little bit of the CKG podcast and where you can watch and listen to it on. The exciting month that's coming up for Carson Kelly games in November and December with a major threshold of projects that are about to release to the world, large and small, non-commercial and commercial. And it's very, very exciting. And of course, we look ahead to the future with the big website update on December 7th, which marks an historic day for Carson Kelly games. A wide variety of projects launched, and it's going to be fabulous. There's much more we could talk about, and stay tuned as there is a lot more we can talk about. I am excited for the future of what I am creating. I know I've said that a lot in these 10 episodes, but I do appreciate folks who listen to the podcast, whether it is on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or CKG Plus. That's finally happy to say. There's probably been a few people already who have watched the Carson Kelly Games podcast and other unique episodes and content on there already during like a beta phase that was held recently. So that was very cool. You could watch it, or you could just either listen and continue browsing in the background. We do allow that on CKG Plus to where you can watch videos. But if you are doing something and that's more important on the side, you can just switch tabs and you can do what you got to do. And it's cool. There is a huge variety of content that is free and paid. We'll be getting into that more deeply in the weeks ahead as we get into the month of November. But yeah, folks, we are about to wrap it up today. The 10th episode of the Carson Kelly Games podcast. It is October 31st, 2023. Happy Halloween. Have a spooktacular season. And we will see you again on next month's episode of the Carson Kelly Games podcast in November, where we talk about the big month of December and looking back on everything that has happened on November and leading up into the big month of December. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. My name is Carson Kelly with the Carson Kelly Games podcast, and I will see you next time. Good night. Reach for the stars, folks. December is going to be a very spectacular month, and I can't wait for the world to finally read and learn all about the characters of Phil, Glenn, and Kelvin and their own stories. Finally, when the Talking Dogs books release this December, ahead of the big holiday season. Thank you for listening. I know I said that 5 times already, but thank you for listening. This is 18 minutes long, and we're going to conclude it here. Thank you. Have a great night, everybody. Good night. Peace.